From Cleveland's most accurate weather team, this is 19 First Alert Plus. Sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
And good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. We are in the clutches of a first alert weather day, expecting some potentially severe weather to move into our area in the next couple of hours. Looking live over downtown right now, some interesting clouds up there. Not the severe weather we're anticipating for later, but still kind of an unsettled air out there, and that's really what's going to provide the fuel today. Welcoming in 19 First Alert meteorologist Erica Page. Erica, it is that humidity out there. I even got a text from my wife this morning saying, wow, it's really humid out today. That's not a good mix for our weather situation.
It's not, and we've started to see some clearing. I mean, I know our downtown camera doesn't look like we've seen a lot of sunshine, but depending on where you're at across the area, we've started to see those clouds thinning out a little bit more, which only helps to bring in a little bit more of that heat back into our atmosphere. And heat, when you're talking about a severe storm setup, is used as fuel to allow those storms to really gain a bit better organization. So we're watching a cluster. It came out of Indiana earlier this morning. It's moving through central Ohio. I'll show you that here in just a second. But it's that specific cluster of storms that's prompted this particular severe thunderstorm watch. So it does not include places like Cleveland, Lorain, Elyria, Mentor, Ashtabula, nowhere near the lakeshore. Medina, Akron, you guys are not included in this either. It's mainly for areas to the south, and a lot of that has to do with the trajectory that this particular cluster of storms is continuing to work through. You'll notice, especially when you kind of track this storm off towards the east, it's taking a little bit more of an east to northeasterly turn, especially, and I'm going to pause the radar here, where you're talking about that Boeing segment or that backward C shape. That for us is a very good indication, especially on radar, that you're going to have some damaging winds being pushed out of that storm and basically pushed out ahead of it. So it's what's propelling a lot of this energy to keep this storm moving off towards the east. But if you look at even our area, you can tell those clouds have thinned out a little bit. Yes, we've thickened up some of the cloud cover west of Cleveland. A lot of that is blow off from essentially these upper level clouds coming from this cluster of storms down to our south. And you've got a pretty strong jet stream that's helping to advect a lot of that cloud cover our direction. But out ahead of that, I mean, you've got the sunshine there. Temperatures right now, if we look at them, are sitting upper 70s to low 80s. So that is plenty of fuel. Combine that with all that humidity that we've really seen roll in full force through the morning hours. And that's where our concern will be, at least in the short term. So talking that mid-afternoon time frame, that our southern counties more specifically could see parts of that storm cluster down by Columbus eventually impact our area. Now, I'm going to go back to radar here for a second, because if you look just up to the north, and I'm going to take off some of these weather alerts here, you're starting to see the cold front spark some showers and storms out across parts of Michigan. We've seen a couple of those out across northeastern Indiana as well. This is the cold front. So for our northern counties, it's really a question of how much are we going to see those storms unzip farther to the south along that line. If we can see more robust thunderstorm development on a more southerly extent, that could put more of northern Ohio in play for additional showers and storms through the later part of today. So it is a very complicated forecast. There's lots of little things that we're going to be watching, but there are some hints in terms of our guidance that we have that we may see those storms develop, and that could also pose a damaging wind, large hail, heavy rain, and yes, an isolated tornado risk before it's all said and done. Here's the timing in the top right corner. You can see 7 p.m. You've got a couple of those more isolated cells embedded within a line of storms moving through. Generally speaking, as we go through the night, that will continue to slip down towards the south and to the east. By about 9 o'clock this evening, I would expect more of this is starting to push into our southern zones and finally clear out of here. We'll see if the Storm Prediction Center wants to extend the severe thunderstorm watch to include this round of activity. But right now it's a little bit of a wait and see game up to our north to see how robust those storms can get. At the very least, could just be a heavy dose of rain and a couple rumbles of thunder in the mix, but at the most, certainly it could be that severe potential. Then as that clears out of here, we'll still have a little bit of lingering rain prior to midnight, but once that cold front passes, your severe threat is done. So that's why our focus largely is a window, say, about 3 to 4 p.m. at the earliest, and then about 9 to 10 o'clock at the latest for tonight, Dan.
And we can show you a picture from another one of our First Alert network of cameras down at Stark State College. You can see exactly what Erica is talking about south of Cleveland. Yeah, Akron area, they're seeing some sunshine there, and that's just fuel that Erica is talking about. We're going to take that 15-second pause, come back, look at the rest of the evening, and then what to expect for the rest of the week.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Erica, walk us through this evening and the rest of the week.
Yeah, so next several hours, you're going to notice that cold front doing a number to our temperatures. Initially this afternoon and even early evening, 70s to 80s across the board. Again, until that cold front can come in, it's going to help knock down the wind speeds a little bit as we head into the overnight, which is a good thing because it's been pretty gusty on top of just all the storms that we've been tracking, trying to move into our area for the later part of today. So winds will relax some overnight. We're going to clear things out, and that's going to allow that temperature to dip into the 40s overnight. So a very huge difference basically from how it felt this morning to how it's going to feel early tomorrow morning. But Wednesday's a little bit of a nice break. It allows us to get a little bit more sunshine in here to dry things out a little bit, but temperatures, we're going to struggle. We're only going to be back about low to mid 50s across the area as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Then we have another opportunity for us to see showers and thunderstorms by your Thursday. So it is another 19 first alert weather day. The severe risk overall right now doesn't look as high, but I will say coverage of storms looks to be a bit more widespread than probably what we're going to see evolve as we go through the later part of today. So expect more numerous showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be on the strong to severe side. It doesn't mean every single storm that develops will be, but it is something we will have to watch very closely. Headed into your Thursday afternoon and into the evening. We'll be left with a few of those showers as the cold front actually passes through early on Friday, and it's going to take some time for that moisture to clear out of here, so can't rule out some lingering showers to get your Saturday started, unfortunately. We'll watch that closely because I know Cedar Point is opening up for the first time this season, so we'll keep a close eye on the weekend forecast as well. But I will say trends are in a positive direction by early this next week. It looks like we're going to dry things out for the most part as high pressure builds back in and we bring that temperature back upper 60s to about low to mid 70s Monday into Tuesday.
And remember, folks, when you see that flashing red day for Thursday, that's our weather team calling it a first alert weather day. That's a heads up. This is your big heads up. Something could happen that day, impact your day, ruin your day. With potential severe weather. We're out of our snow potential, thank goodness, but now we're into our spring severe weather potential. So you always look for those flashing red days as something you can put your head on a swivel. 19 First Alert meteorologist Erica Page, thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you a little bit later. We will have 3.5 hours of news and first alert weather when we start at 3 o'clock on Channel 19. And as our weather team likes to say, the most accurate forecast is the next forecast. So at 3 o'clock, they're going to get some data. They'll have the very latest on that cluster of storms that are moving into the Columbus area right now and could potentially impact us here in Northeast Ohio. We'll see you at Channel 19 at 3 o'clock. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.